A quiet, serene living room. A senior woman sits in her chair, the soft light of the morning spilling over her. She begins with a gentle stretch, reaching her arms up slowly as though awakening her body. There's a beauty in the simplicity of these small moments. Each stretch, each breath is a reminder of how far you've come. It's easy to overlook these quiet victories, but they are the foundation of something greater. Close-up of her hands, slowly reaching forward to touch her toes. Her breath deepens with each movement. You might think that the world demands more of you, faster, stronger, but there's a power in taking your time, in allowing your body the space to stretch and grow, at your own pace. A soft shot of her face, eyes closed, a serene smile playing on her lips as she continues her gentle movements. In these moments, you are not simply moving your body, you are connecting with it. This body, your body, is a vessel of strength, resilience, and wisdom. A shift to an older man seated in another part of the room. He lifts his leg slowly, extending it and holding it in place with focused effort. It's easy to become frustrated when the movements are slower than they once were, when it feels like the body that once carried you so easily now seems to resist every step. He exhales deeply, then lowers his leg gently. A brief pause before he lifts the other leg in the same deliberate, slow motion. But in that slow movement, in that pause, there's wisdom. There's strength in the decision to keep moving, no matter how small the steps seem. Close-up of his hands resting on the arms of the chair as he steadies himself, a quiet strength emanating from his stillness. The body, much like the spirit, needs patience. You've spent years building this life, this strength. And now, each small movement, each breath, adds to the legacy of resilience you've carried with you. Wide shot of the room, filled with others, seniors quietly and steadily moving through their chair exercises. It's a circle that continues. The quiet victories build on each other. Each deep breath, each stretch is part of a larger story. It's not about rushing through, it's about honoring where you are now, right here, in this moment. The group continues, all of them moving at their own pace, no judgment, just pure presence. So take a moment to acknowledge the victory of today, not for how much or how little you've done, but for the simple fact that you chose to begin, that you chose to show up. That in itself is a victory worth celebrating. A quiet, peaceful morning. A senior woman sits at the edge of her chair, breathing deeply as the sun rises outside her window. Sometimes we think of movement as a task, something we must do for a purpose, a way to achieve a goal, a path to a destination. But what if we could reframe it? What if movement became a form of gratitude, a prayer whispered by the body in silent acknowledgement of the life you've lived? Visual. Close-up of her hands, gently pressing together, palms meeting in front of her chest. Her breath flows in and out slowly, intentionally. Each breath you take is a gift, an offering to your body. Each stretch, each lift is a chance to say thank you for this day. Thank you for this body, for carrying you through countless seasons. A man sitting in a chair, his arms stretching out to the sides as he inhales deeply. The sunlight catches the curve of his face, his expression calm, his eyes closed. In these moments, the world fades into the background. There's no rush, no pressure, just you, the stillness, and the space to move, to breathe, to be. A shift to an older woman, who lifts her arms slowly to the ceiling, her eyes following the movement. She smiles, her face soft with serenity. Movement, when done with intention, is a quiet form of gratitude. It's your way of honoring your body, of thanking it for all it has done for you, even when the years weigh heavy. The woman lowers her arms slowly, then places her hands back in her lap. Her breathing is steady, peaceful. So as you stretch, as you move, remember that this isn't just exercise. It's your chance to offer love to yourself, to be gentle, kind, and patient with the body that has carried you this far. The eye. Camera shifts to a group of seniors all sitting in chairs, moving in unison. eyes closed, breathing together. The room is filled with peace. We often think of exercise as something we do to change our bodies. But what if the real change is within? What if every stretch, every movement, is an opportunity to reconnect with who you are, to remind yourself of the beauty and the strength that has always been within? A close-up of one of the seniors' faces, their eyes open now, and a small, content smile appears. So, don't rush through the motions. Take your time. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to feel each moment, each movement, each stretch. The group continues, the peaceful rhythm of their movement matching the quiet energy of the room. This is not just about the physical. It's about presence. It's about honoring your journey and being grateful for the body that has seen you through it all. A senior man seated in his chair looking out the window. The soft rays of the morning sun spill over him as he lifts his arms slowly, moving with careful deliberation. There are days when the body feels like it's not willing to cooperate, when the aches and pains seem louder than the will to move. It's on these days that we must remind ourselves. Movement is not about speed or perfection. It's about persistence. The quiet strength to keep going, even when it feels like every step is an effort. Visual. Close-up of the man's face, his brow furrowed in concentration, but there is no rush in his movements. He takes his time, exhaling deeply with each lift. True courage is not found in grand gestures. It is found in the small, steady steps we take every day, in the determination to move even when it's hard, even when you feel like you can't. The camera shifts to an elderly woman, her eyes focused on the floor as she gently lifts one leg, her body trembling slightly with the effort. Courage is not always loud or flashy. Sometimes it's the quiet persistence, the strength to face another day no matter how difficult. It's in the decision to keep moving forward, one breath, one stretch at a time. She pauses, her leg still elevated for a moment before she slowly lowers it back down with a sense of accomplishment. She exhales, her chest rising and falling steadily. Every time you move, no matter how small the movement may seem, you are making a choice. A choice to not let the challenges of age define you. A choice to keep going despite the discomfort. And that, my friend, is what builds true strength. A wide shot of several seniors in the room, all performing the exercises at their own pace, each person fully present in their own moment. It's easy to become discouraged when we don't see the immediate results, when the body doesn't respond as quickly or as strongly as it once did. But remember this. It is not the speed of the progress that matters. It is the consistency. The willingness to show up, day after day, even when the world feels heavy. Close-up of an elderly woman who smiles softly, lifting her arms to stretch as she breathes deeply. There's no rush, just a gentle flow of energy through her body. Every time you stretch, every time you move, you are telling your body that it matters, that it is worth the effort, that it is worth the time. And over time, that consistency becomes its own form of strength. The man who was stretching earlier slowly lowers his arms and then, with careful attention, rises from his chair, his legs slightly unsteady but supported by his resolve. It's not about reaching some finish line. There is no final destination. There is only today, only this moment. And that's where your strength lies, in your decision to keep going even when it feels like the end is far off. Because every step, no matter how small, is progress. And every movement, no matter how slow, is a victory. The room is bathed in the soft light of the evening. Seniors are now finishing their chair exercises, slowly moving through the last few stretches. Their faces are calm, and there is a quiet sense of accomplishment in the air. As the day draws to a close, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come today. It doesn't matter how many reps you did or how long you held that stretch. What matters is that you chose to show up. You chose to move. You chose to honor your body. Visual. A close-up of a woman's hand resting on the arm of her chair. Fingers relaxed. Her expression is peaceful, a small smile on her face. Every time you choose to move, you are honoring the strength and wisdom you've accumulated over a lifetime. You are honoring the resilience that has carried you through decades, and that is something to be proud of. Visual. The camera pulls back, showing a group of seniors sitting together in the room, each person gently catching their breath, sharing a moment of quiet contentment. In this space, there is no comparison, no judgment, only the quiet bond of shared experience, of knowing that every step taken, no matter how small, is part of a larger journey. The journey of you. The journey of a life well lived. Visual. A senior man slowly leans back in his chair, his eyes closed, reflecting on the peacefulness of the moment. The camera shifts to show another woman, looking out the window with a thoughtful expression. And as you continue this journey, know that there is no rush. There is no race to be won. The beauty of life, especially now, is in the slow, deliberate pace, the kind that allows you to appreciate the quiet moments, the ones that so often go unnoticed. Visual. A close-up of a woman smiling warmly at the others, her face glowing with a quiet pride. This is where the true magic lies, in these moments, in your decision to take care of yourself, to move, to stretch, to breathe, and to recognize that even in the smallest of movements, there is a profound strength. Visual. The group, now calm and still, sharing soft words and smiles. The room feels full of warmth and unspoken understanding. So, as you end this session, take a deep breath and know that you are not alone in this. You are part of a community of strength, of courage, of resilience. And no matter how many years have passed, you have the power to keep going. Because within you, there is an endless well of strength. Visual. The camera shifts to an elderly woman closing her eyes for a moment of peace. The warm glow of sunset fills the room as the light softly fades. You are enough, just as you are. Every day you choose to move, to care for your body. You are telling the world that you still have a place here, that you still matter, that your journey is not over. Visual. Fade to black. The words "strength is within you" appearing on the screen. Remember, it's not about how fast or how far. It's about showing up, loving yourself, and honoring the body that has carried you through all these years. And with each new day, you will continue to grow stronger, one breath, one stretch at a time. If this story moved you, share it with someone you care about.